Is Justin Fields really legit? Who's the best running back in fantasy moving forward? And which defenses and which kickers should you be streaming this week? All that and more coming up on this rankings video. What's up, Couch fam? Welcome to my Week 10 Fantasy Football Rankings video. These are my PPR ranks. Let's start off with the quarterbacks. And the topic I want to talk about is Justin Fields. Now, I'm going to sound a little bit bitter, a little bit like a hater. I am a believer in Justin Fields. Let's get that straight out the gate. Like, I just want to say he is good. He is a QB1. I have him as a top 5 quarterback. And if Josh Allen is out, I have him as a top 4 quarterback. He has improved a lot, tremendously, as a passer. He's not quite there yet to where I have confidence in him, but neither was Jalen Hurts last year. Not a huge deal, but yes, I would mark that as a check mark in the positive column. He has improved as a passer. He is a young quarterback. He's essentially just entering his second season. You can kind of put it like that. He's basically played one full season so far in the NFL. The rushing, I do love. He won't get 178 rush yards every single game. You can't rely on that. I do like how he is running, though. Extremely athletic. He's seeing it. You know, he's like Neo in the Matrix. He's seeing it a lot better now. He knows what lanes to take, and he's not getting hit. He's super efficient. I see him as like a young Dak Prescott, but a lot faster. So I love the rushing. I'm not anointing him as an elite quarterback moving forward just yet. I'm not quite there yet as far as saying he is the next Jalen Hurts. He could be, but we haven't seen enough. Let's see him against some good defenses, and let's see a little bit bigger of a sample size before we anoint him with that top 3 quarterback ranking as far as dynasty and moving forward and all that. Maybe he is top 3 in dynasty. I'm not quite there yet. It won't be this week, though. He is facing the Lions. They're a mess on defense. They're absolutely horrible. So I'm pretty much putting Justin Fields as a must start this week. Easily top 5. I think more people will have him in the top 4 or top 3 even, and that's fine. But right now I'm having him as the top 5. And you know what? After Justin Fields, you know, at Fields, Tues, Mahomes, Hurts, after those guys, it's really wishy-washy. It's going to be really random. Just a quick note, Josh Allen, he is injured. The injury is not significant. He is in danger of missing 1 week. You know, I don't think he's going to miss this week, but if he does, it would just be 1 week. Kyler Murray is not 100%, and neither is Matt Stafford in that game. So after these top 4 or 5 guys after Justin Fields, it's really messy. Like Daniel Jones could do well. You know, Justin Herbert could be a bit higher. Where's Kirk Cousins ranked? Where's Dak Prescott ranked? These are very tough decisions here. You know what? I'm put Dak 1 spot ahead. Jared Goff. There's not really a big difference between Goff, Danny Dimes, Jimmy G, Geno Smith. Like, it's all over the place. And even though I'm very high on Tom Brady as far as these rankings, I'm really not. He's basically really close to Jimmy G. And I got Tom Brady at 7 and Jimmy G at 15. Now I'll scroll down to like number 19 just so you can see some more rankings here. Kenny Pickett, he's one of my guys that's super I think he has a ton of upside this week and a ton of downside. So I think Kenny Pickett would be a great DFS GPP start. I could easily see him putting up 300 yards and a couple touchdowns, and I could easily see him failing against the Saints defense. So Saints defense is a decent streaming option. Enough talk about quarterbacks. Let's go to the RB position. And right here, CMC is going to be my number one running back moving forward in PPR. So RB1, ROS, rest of the season, is CMC, the perfect running back on this offense. Marriage made in heaven. My only actual worry is maybe if you're in a non-PPR league, he might not be the best running back, and he is injury prone. If he gets hurt, that's like my two main concerns. Either you're playing in a caveman fantasy league where you're not in half PPR or full PPR or even quarter PPR, or he gets hurt. And I hope that doesn't happen because I'm a Niners fan, and we just lost Jason Verrett today, or technically yesterday, and not happy about that. There is kind of a point. Yeah, these are pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, these are pretty solid. Miles Sanders is a great start. I think he has a great matchup, great game script. Eagles should be up. Miles Sanders should push in, get it in for a touchdown, get enough carries, enough touches, and have enough yards per carry to win it. Dalvin Cook, little worried about him. Now, DeAndre Swift, I think this is a pretty fair ranking for him, number 15. He is going to be limited this week again, but he will be back at 100% as far as his health and as far as his snaps and opportunities. It would take about 1 or 2 weeks. So I expect him to be at 100% by week 12, maybe even next week, but not this week. If Zeke is out, Tony Pollard would go straight to the top like he always does. I'd have him maybe as high as number 8. I'd definitely have him ahead of Dameon Pierce. So somewhere around here, I think would be a great ranking. But Zeke, he's like 50-50 right now. He'll probably play. There's also a good chance he'll be severely limited if he does play. So as of right now, let's put Tony Pollard here. Dante Foreman should be the main running back for the Panthers. Even if Chuba Hubbard is back, seems like Chuba Hubbard will probably play tonight. I don't have word on that yet. JT is trending towards playing. We might have to boost him up a little bit, but as of right now, I'm leaving him at 23. Let's keep tabs on Deion Jackson's health. Let's keep tabs on Jonathan Taylor's health. The Colts today cut Phillip Lindsay. They signed another running back to the practice squad. I think Jake Funk. That's a good memory. I think that's right. I think it's Jake Funk. We're getting really deep here. And Jamal Williams might be higher. Like there's a lot going on. We need to know what's up with Zeke. We need to know what's up with Chuba and Deion Jackson and JT. But I do really like Jamal Williams as a start this week. It's just I'm tempering expectations as of right now. I have a good feeling I'll be moving him up 1 or 2 spots. Okay, let's move on. Just wanted to scroll down a little bit more for you guys. Okay, let's move on to wide receivers. And we got the usual suspects up here. Devontae Adams should be a target monster. You know what? I really like Diggs, so let's move Diggs here. I still like Justin Jefferson. Cooper Kupp, he would be much higher, like maybe as high as number 2 if Stafford is good to go. I'd put him as high as number 2. I think number 2, yeah. So let's see what's up with Matthew Stafford and see if he plays. That's a bit of a worry. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is still a buy low target for me, so go and get him. I really like him this week, and I really like him moving forward. I'm not giving up on him. I know he's been a buy low target of mine for 3 weeks now, and he's still a buy low target for another week. Go and get Amon-Ra St. Brown if you can in a trade. I just sent out a trade offer. T. Higgins for Amon-Ra St. Brown straight up. I need him to win this week. I don't know if the trade's going to happen, but T. Higgins has a bye, and I don't think the Lions have a bye anymore. They already had their bye. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they did. So it's like I need him, but still, I would still trade T. Higgins for Amon-Ra regardless of bye weeks. And this is going to bring us to the bold prediction of the week, brought to you by Sleeper. And we got Chris Olave here going against the Steelers. This is going to be a volatile game in itself. So this does end up being kind of a bold prediction to where anything could happen. One of these teams could get shut out. Saints, Steelers. One of these teams could go off and put up 31 points. One of these QBs could go off, because we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly with both these teams and both these quarterbacks. Let me drink some water. A little sip here. But I do love Olave. Regardless, he is pretty much a must start. I don't see any situation where you do not start him. And this week, I'm going to have this guy as a top 6 wide receiver. So 13, that's a normal ranking. That's where consensus is going to have him, around there. Wide receiver 12, wide receiver 13, something like that. I'm going to put him right here. We're going to keep it a little bit bold. Chris Olave, wide receiver 6 this week, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver 7. And I'll scroll down a little bit just so you can see here. All right. I do have DJ Moore ranked a little bit lower probably than most people. I'm a little bit wary of that. And I probably have Michael Pittman ranked a little bit higher than most. Okay. What do you guys think? Gabe Davis or Terry McLaurin? Woo! All right. Let's move on to tight ends. So we have this guy named Travis Kelce. He's a top. He's the king. He's the king of the castle. He's on top of the mountain. Nobody else is on the mountain. But who's number 2? Who's number 2 other than Kelce? And that's going to be Dallas Goedert, man. Dallas Goedert, I love how they're using him. I love this team. Jalen Hurts is a much better passer. And that's really all we needed, was Jalen Hurts to improve a little bit in the pass game. But now you got to worry about Devontae Smith, who's a good route runner, has a lot of speed. And you got to worry about A.J. Brown, who's an alpha receiver. And Jalen Hurts, you got to worry about on the ground and throwing the ball. Decent running backs, decent run game. Like, there's a good coach. There's a lot going on here. And Dallas Goedert is just wide open on a lot of plays, whether it's for a check down or a short touchdown or maybe a yak play. He is wide open. He's being covered by one of the worst cover defenders on the other team. Like, there's just a lot to worry about, in short, when you're defending the Eagles. And Dallas Goedert's just been feasting, very consistent, decent, pretty good floor, and pretty high ceiling as well. So moving forward, I do think Dallas Goedert is going to be my number 2 tight end. And of course, number 2 tight end this week. And then probably Mark Andrews. I don't fully trust Mark Andrews. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe this bye week is going to do him well, and he'll be back to his elite status when he's returning. But these injuries and a couple bad games from Mark Andrews has me worried. We haven't seen any injuries from Goedert. We haven't seen any bad games from Goedert. And so he is my number 2 tight end. And moving forward, Dalton Schultz is back. Buy low on Dalton Schultz, guys. Buy low, buy low. I would probably trade Zach Ertz straight up for Dalton Schultz. Also, Darren Waller is on IR. I am adding Mac Hollins in a lot of leagues. You can go ahead and add Foster Moreau if you need a tight end too. Don't expect too much from Foster Moreau because the Raiders suck and Derek Carr sucks, and they've been really disappointing. All right, let's move on. Kyle Granson could be the last man standing in that Colts tight end room. That's why I have him so high. Defenses to start this week. We got 2 elite defenses, the Eagles and Cowboys. I'm rolling with the Eagles if it comes down to those 2. And then after that, there is kind of another tier right there, and that tier is the Titans, Bills, Giants, and Niners. So tier 1 is Eagles and Cowboys. Tier 2 is Titans, Bills, Giants, Niners. And then we still have some pretty good defenses. The Saints, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, and Colts. Now that Renfro and Waller are both on IR, the Colts defense is decent. Rams or Cardinals defense could be good depending on their quarterback situation. If Stafford is out, I imagine the Rams offense is going to be even worse. So Cardinals D could be good. And if Kyler Murray is out, maybe the Rams D could be good. Lots of big plays there, big play opportunity. Falcons, I guess, if you're in a super duper deep league, they play Thursday though. And then, do you guys like this dark mode? I installed this risky experimental. I don't even know what it's called, but it like flips everything. It inverts all the colors. I like dark mode on everything, but some sites don't offer it yet, of course. And for kickers, I really want you to get one of these top 4 options. Top 4 would be good. I think Carlson's good. He should be trusted still. So maybe top 5. But if you got Suck Up, you're in good hands. If you got the Cowboys kicker, Brett Maher, you're in good hands. Graham Gano, you're in good hands. And Harrison Butker, he really hurt my feelings and disappointed me last week. I was devastated. I know, I'm not even joking. Like, it was bad. You guys know me and kickers. He disappointed me so much. I'm really banking on a bounce back game from Butker. Please don't miss any big kicks. He should have a great game. I see at least 6 attempts from him. It's hard to predict whether there'll be extra points or field goal attempts, but I see this guy having 6 opportunities to kick it through the uprights, and that could result in a lot of points. Let's say 4 extra points and 2 field goals. That's going to be like 11 or 12 fantasy points, and we love that. 8 or more fantasy points is what we're looking from our fantasy kicker. That's the golden number. 7 is okay, or you could say mediocre. 8 is good. 8 or above, that's all we need. I think Harrison Butker is going to get us 9 or more fantasy points, hopefully. And here's some more kickers if you need. All right. Robbie Gould is I think this is a great streaming option this week. Robbie Gould available in most leagues. He's top 10. Great matchup. They're at home. The Chargers defense always looks good on paper before the season starts, but then when the season does start, they're like shredded, wet toilet paper. And that's like that every year, and this year too. Not to say it's like injuries is a big part of it, but also they're always disappointing every year. They have bad luck, and they're also disappointing. They can never put it together. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. We're going to go live after Thursday Night Football on the second YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and also subscribe to our second YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. We have a lot of fun on there. Good luck this week. It's not the playoffs, but it is crunch time, and it is a must-win situation for a lot of us in fantasy. So good luck, and go get that W.